Hello beautiful bibliophiles, it's Nektaria and today I'm very excited. I'm very pink, which I'm loving. I didn't used to love pink, I used to hate it, but here we are. I'm really liking today's look. Anyways, and I'm also liking the idea of today's video because it's both a sit down and talk video, but it's in the form of a book tag, but not the classic book tag when we talk about specific books. We talk about reading in general, which I think is really cool. And I'm just so excited to sit down and talk about reading habits with you because some of my reading habits are really weird, some are more okay, but some are going to make some people very upset. So I saw this go around on BookTube a lot, but I can't track down the original creator of this tag because I searched for them and their video has apparently gone private. So yeah, but if something changes, I'm gonna link the channel down below. So first, I'm going to follow the actual questions and then I'm going to have a rant on my own. But let's get started with the first question, which is, do you have a certain place at home for reading? I do. It's this bed that I'm sitting on right now. This is where I've read most of the books I've read in my life, and I'd say I do pretty much 80% of my reading here. This is where I read everything. This is where I sit all day. I am a very sitting down person, you know? That's gonna kill me, but okay, yeah, well, we chose the sitting down life. That's that. So yeah, I feel like most of my reading happens here, but after that, like this is about 80%, like I told you, but after that, I like to read in the balcony in the summer. Obviously now it's very cold to read in the balcony, but in the summer it's very hot. It's quite a refreshing place to read, the balcony. So I have like a little director's kind of chair, you know which ones I'm talking about, and a table, so I like stretch my legs on the table and I'm reading my book and I have a cold tea and it's really cool. Second question is bookmark or random piece of paper, and for me the answer is quite classically a bookmark, not because I mind other methods of keeping track of where you've left on a book. Like, I don't mind if someone dog-ears their pages. Ooh. First weird opinion, yeah, I don't mind if someone dog-ears their pages. So for example, if I lent a book to someone, I really don't mind if they dog-ear the pages. Like, I really don't mind, you know? The point when I lend someone a book is to just return the book to me, at some point, you know, and since I trust them with that, then I don't mind whether they dog-ear a page or there are crumbs of what they've been eating on them, but we'll get to that later. The point is, when it comes to like when I'm reading, I just choose bookmarks because they're so beautiful and I just appreciate the art on them so much. For example, my bestie, Irif, I'm gonna link her Instagram down below, made this lovely bookmark for me. I think you can see it. It's so cute. And yeah, and it's that color that kind of goes with all the books, so I'm loving that. She had also made another one 3 years ago. This is also very pretty. And yeah, I just love my bookmarks so much. See, this is where I keep them. This is an old perfume box and box. It's not a box. Anyways. And yeah, and they're all of them here. And I just love how they look. My favorites are definitely the one with either like female figures on them. This one with a tea is cool. This one with the taxes in the rain is cool. There are some with cats that I hope I find. I think that's a cat. Yeah, that one with a cat, super cute. That one with the girl in the rain, super cute. That one with the female figure and the cat again. So yeah, I just love the art on them, so I use bookmarks a lot because, yeah, pretty much because I just love how aesthetic they are. Next is, can you stop reading or do you have to stop after you reach the end of a chapter or after you read a specific number of pages? And the answer is like, it depends on the occasion, because like when I'm just reading with my own piece and I want to do something else, I'm gonna be like, okay, let's finish this chapter and then let's do that other thing you want to do. So yeah, most of the time I want to finish like a chapter, and if I'm very intrigued with the book, if I'm very invested in it, I read more chapters, you know. But sometimes I can't control when I can't stop because like the phone's ringing and I have to pick it up, or someone is calling me to help with something. So in that occasion, I can just be like, yeah, I'm there right away, and then read 10 more pages until the end of the chapter. So I'm going to stop like at the end of a sentence. I don't think anyone can stop mid-sentence, but yeah, when I reach like a full stop, I get up, I do what I have to do, I come back, and I remember which sentence I left on, and I keep from there. So yeah, I know that's criminal to some people. I know some people are like, oh my gosh, no, you have to get to the end of the paragraph, but sometimes like something needs to happen right away. Next question is, do you eat or drink while reading? And the answer is obviously yes. Like, I love food, I love beverages, so when I'm reading, sometimes I will eat or drink. And I don't mind, this is the weird part for some people, I don't mind stains from drinks or from food on my books. Like, I don't drink coffee, but like that round coffee stain thing, I don't mind it in my books. So with the same logic, like if water spills on the book, tea or something, not to the point where like I've spilled a whole bottle on the book and I can't read it because it's soaking wet, but like when it's just like spots and there's like liquid on my fingers and I'm just like tapping the book and some parts of it get wet and then they have that weird texture thing, I really don't mind that. Actually, I think it's quite pretty because it means that I was like doing something else while reading the book, and maybe I'll come back to the book and I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, that's when I spilled my tea on the book. I really don't mind that. And the same with food. I don't mind like crumbs from whatever food I'm eating on the book, again, unless it's gone to a point where I'm like, I can't read words, but that rarely happens. So yeah, I don't mind that. But of course, when I am borrowing someone else's book, I'm very respectful to it and I try really hard not to get anything on the book, so I'm going to be very cautious with eating or drinking near the book. Next is an interesting one. It says music or TV while reading. TV, I've heard like some people are like, so I'm gonna put on an episode of that on Netflix and I'm gonna read a book, and I'm just like, how are you going to be paying attention both to the story that you're reading and to the story that you're watching? Like, how so that's like really weird to me. I can't do that. But if there's like TV playing in a room or in the house, like my dad has the TV very loud all the time, so I'm really used to it. I study for exams with it on, I don't mind it. I read books with it on because I don't mind it. And yeah, if I'm in the room with someone and they're watching TV, I'm not gonna be like, oh, I can't read now. I can totally read with the TV playing when I'm not, invested in what the TV is saying. So yeah, music while reading. Also, I want to do like a separate category, podcast while reading. I can't do that because again, it's two different stories. I can't be invested in both. I have a friend who can do that. Like, she reads and she has a podcast playing and she understands what both of them are saying and she like remembers what both of them are saying. And I'm just like, how do you do that? What is that sorcery? But yeah, I can't do that. Now back to music. I can't have music on while reading, but there are some specific elements to that. Like, obviously I can have instrumental on while reading. I think that's quite the easy, obvious answer. But I also can have a music in a different language than the language the book is written in. For example, if I'm reading a book in Greek, I can have music with English lyrics playing, because I don't know, I'm thinking of it as like one part, there's like a different part of my head is the one that is like invested in understanding the Greek words written. A different part is like perceiving the English words heard. So I can do that. I can also like do the opposite, like I read a book in English and I'm listening to music with Greek lyrics, because I just feel like it speaks to a different part of my head, if that makes sense. Like a different part of my brain is concentrated on a different language, if that makes sense. Next one is also quite interesting for me because it's something I have changed my habits on very recently, and it's one book at a time or several books at once. I used to be able to only read like one book at a time. Like, I read a whole book, I finished it, I moved on to another book. But recently, because like for the past couple of years I've been reading a lot more poetry, I got that thing where it was like, okay, so if the books are different genres, like not genres, but like different, completely different categories, I can read different books. Like I can read a literature book, all books are literature. Anyway, so yeah, I can read a book like written in prose and a book written in verse because they're different categories. Like I can read a poetry book and any other not poetry book at the same time, you know, because I can like pick up the one and pick up the other because they're different things. Also, it's quite interesting because sometimes I'm in the mood for poetry and sometimes I'm in the mood for like literature. So that's really cool. And recently, because I've been doing that a lot, I've also added the factor that it depends on the form of the book. So I can read like 2 physical books, like a literature and a poetry one, and then I can read up to like other 2 books on ebook, like another poetry book or another literature. So it's from 1 to 4 books at a time because again they're different things. Next one is read at home or read everywhere. I'm quite boring with this one because I only read at home. I have big trouble reading outdoors, like apart from like the balcony, which is semi-outdoors, you could say. I can't read outdoors. Like I can't go to a park and read. I've tried it. It's okay, but like there are a lot of distractions and I just want to stare like the landscape when I'm outside, so I can't read. I've tried reading at a cafe. Not really enjoyable for me. I don't know. So yeah, also another very specific thing about my reading is I can't read at the beach. I just can't. I know a lot of readers are very excited to go to the beach and read, but I just can't. Because, well, first of all, when I am near the sea, I just want to swim, you know? So I really hate sunbathing. I just really hate sitting on the towel and just be like not doing anything or doing something, but you know, when the sea is right there, I just want to swim. I don't want to sit next to the sea, if that makes sense. I want to be in it, and I want to be near the shore, walking on the shore. I don't want to be sitting on the sand, not being near the shore. Yeah, I don't know if that makes sense. It's just not how I like my beach visits. Reading out loud or silently in your head. Who reads out loud? I do not know a single person who reads out loud. Like, there's nothing wrong with it, unless you're like annoying a roommate or something, but yeah, it seems very peculiar to me. I just read silently in my head. Yeah, I don't mind if someone reads out loud, but I don't know, I've never felt the need to read out loud. Do you read ahead or even skip pages? I don't, because what if I miss something like important and I don't get the book? Especially in recent years where I pay more attention to the writing of the book, I don't skip sentences exactly because I want to take in the writing. Like if I am bored with the book to the point where I just can't read at all and just like, no, I can't like get just no, you know, then I just DNF it. I didn't used to DNF books, and I still don't DNF books that much, but yeah, if I have come to the point where I see myself like wanting to skip pages or like sentences or pages, I just DNF the book. We've come to a question that will make you all hate me. Do you break spines or do you keep them as new? I am a proud spine breaker. Yes, I do break my spines, especially when it makes it more comfortable for me to read. And because I also feel like aesthetic-wise, I just like books with the spine broken. I know it's very weird. I know most people want their spines intact, like just as new, but I just feel like they're more aesthetically pleasing when they're broken, you know, so I do that, I break them. But again, if you've lent me a book, if I'm borrowing a book from a person or from the library, I am not going to break the spine. I'm going to be very careful with it. because I know most people don't want their spines broken, and it's like the minimum kind thing I can do to not ruin someone else's book. But yeah, when it comes to my books, I break the spines because it feels real nice. That crack noise, it's very pleasant to my ears. I know it is like your worst nightmare maybe, but yeah, to me it's a dream. It's perfect, it's great, it's the best thing ever. So yeah, I do that. I break my spines. Do you write in your books? I do. I don't annotate them because it sounds like too much trouble for me. Like, I feel like it's nice when other people annotate them, and I wouldn't mind if I lend someone a book and they annotate it. But yeah, I don't feel like annotating them because it's just too much trouble for me to go through. I'm not very interested in doing that. But I do write in my books. I mostly write like very short comments on like specific sentences, specific lines. If I think something's like super cute or ooh, very well done, you know, or perfect writing, I'm gonna write that next to it. But most of the time, the writing I do in my books is just underlining my favorite quotes. That's pretty much what most of my writing in books consists of. So yeah. And also, to get to some more weird bookish facts about me, I don't mind if someone else writes in a book that I borrow them, that I lend them, you know, I really don't mind it. Yeah, because I really like just how used books look. I just love books having like the life of lots of people in them. Like, I love to see that lots of people have read a specific copy and they've like left hints of their presence on the book. Is just fascinating to me. I feel like it's magical. I feel like it's so beautiful. It's one of the reasons why I really like buying secondhand copies of books. Like, apart from the fact that they're mostly cheaper, I prefer them because like they're just so much more aesthetically pleasing to me. I like broken spines. I don't mind dogged ear pages. I love finding like pieces of someone else's time with the book in the book itself. It's just so gorgeous to me. I love it when there's like a dedication on a used copy. Like, it puts me in lots of thoughts because I'm just like, why would you get rid of that book when someone left your dedication on it? Like, did you guys fight? Did you guys break up? Did the owner tragically, mysteriously died and the person who inherited their books didn't want to keep them, so a book with a dedication ended up on a second-hand bookstore? Like, I can think about that all day. I really, really love, this is very specific, but I love it. I love it when, like, at the first or last page, someone has quickly scribbled down a phone number or an address, because it means that they were, like, on the phone with someone, and they were like, yeah, I'm noting it down. And they didn't have, like, a piece of paper near them, so they just grabbed the book nearest to them, and they, like, wrote down a number. I just think that's really cool, because you see what the other person was doing while reading the book. I love when there are, like, those round coffee stains from the bottom of a mag on a page. I love that. I love crumbs for food. I love like other taps of wet on the pages. Yeah, I pretty much love everything that shows that a book has been used. Yeah, as long as it's readable. Like, when it comes to that, to what I mind and what I don't mind in a book, I just want it to be readable, because I get the love for cover arts and the love for pretty copies of books, but in the end, for me, it comes to like being able to read the story of the book. So yeah, I really don't mind it if there are like stains on it. If anything, I adore that. So yeah, when I borrow a book from someone, I'm very careful with it, and I don't do any of those things to it. I read it and I finish it, and I don't want any hint that that book went through my hands, because, you know, it's the least I can do. Someone lent their book to me. I don't want to ruin it in any way. I'm just super respectful to it. You hopefully won't be able to understand that I was reading your book, hopefully. But yeah, when I lend books to people, I really don't mind it if they write down things, if they note things, if they eat on it, if they drink on it, if they break the spine. most of the time I will have already broken the spine myself. Anyways, yeah, I just really don't mind it, because if I trust you enough with actually returning the book to me at some point, I trust you with returning it readable. So yeah, apart from that, you can do any kind of stains, spine breaking, eating, drinking on it that you want. I'm very cool with that. I really love that. Yeah, I love that. So that was my weird bookish opinions. I hope I didn't upset you a lot. I might have upset you a bit, but yeah, I don't mind. If you want to hate me down in the comments, you can go ahead and do that. We can start a conversation about what we mind and what we don't mind, and about our reading habits. That would be super cool. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having a great day, a great week. I'm wishing you all the best. Thank you so much for putting up with my messy English and my messy hair for another video. Thank you so much. I hope I'll see you soon with another video.